Dear New York City, I love you so much, but you got a lot of healing to do. And truly it's a sick place because there's so many sick people.
There's not a lot of
And though there's a lot of amazing, beautiful, phenomenal folks that are outside, it's also a lot of mental health issues going on. And I want to tell y'all a story real quick about what just happened. Before I get into that, I just want to say, from a CEO being shot to a brother getting choked out on the train, these are not causes, these are the symptoms of a much deeper and bigger problem in our society and in our world. So I get on the train and I see a friend from college, an associate from college, and she comes and sits by me, right? And across her, where she was sitting before, was his brother, and he was just like looking at everybody, staring, angry, right? Just looking very angry. And then there were two brothers who were standing right beside him. So, long story all the way short, as this angry looking brother starts to get off the train, before he does, he randomly, for no reason, unjustified, punches one of the two brothers that are standing there. Now, these two brothers, they seem very harmless, very friendly, cool. They even talking to each other in a very friendly manner. And this man takes a swing at one of them and then runs off the train. And everybody's just looking around like confused, like, what happened? Did he even have any interaction? Nothing whatsoever. And I even had to say to everybody, yo, obviously the man is not well. No justification, and not trying to absolve him for what he did. But obviously he's sick. And our society is sick. Because to even promote any type of behavior like that and make it seem like it's cool. Hey, what's up? Oh, I have a package. As I was saying, it's such a crazy way we interact with each other in society that it induces so much hatred, especially in the melanated community. A lot of our brothers and sisters are so mentally enslaved because they're so used to treating each other with such an aggression. And not saying that there's other cultures that are not susceptible to the same things. And obviously this is systemic for sure. I would never deny the fact that melanated people in this country have been put in some of the most compromising positions. Descendants of slaves, and even when it comes to Jim Crow, mass incarceration, redlining, and even right now, the gentrification issues. And I could only imagine, based off of what people may be going through, if their property value is going up, which means their rent is probably going up, mortgage is going up, and they're not able to afford it. I don't know what this brother's situation was, but obviously he is coming from a place of violence. He's coming from a place of trauma. And, all I could do is pray for him. Even in the moment, there was a part of me that got aggressive and felt like I wanted to do something to the man physically, and I had to release it because he's already doing so much damage to himself. And once again, yes, this is something that he did, and he does need to take personal accountability. But I do think, as a society, we owe it to ourselves to just be better to each other, be more loving, but also be educated. Because at the end of the day, this system was set up in this way that people are going to not only feel like losers, but they're going to be losing in this game of capitalism. That's really all it is. This corrupt colonial based capitalism is destroying so many. So going back even to the CEO who got shot, it's just a representation of how people are so fed up. And I'm not saying that's right, but I am saying that the wealthy are really greedy. They are very toxic in the way that they feel like they are entitled to all of these things, and there's no need to care about people. As opposed to caring about people, it's like, how can I use my business ventures to exploit? And even from a healthcare perspective, that's crazy, because right now a lot of these healthcare companies ain't even about healthcare, they're about sick care. And so going back to the brother who got choked out on the train, and even this brother who was punching people in the face on the train, this is mental health for sure. Like all of these conditions in society, people are feeling like they're it's like claustrophobia. They're being choked out, treated like rats, running on this wheel and stuck in this maze of conditioning that these elite, wealthy, whatever you want to call them, folks is just having a field day with, while they are able to fly off and buy all of these islands and do whatever they want. We got people who are actually going through so many issues. And so it's such an interesting juxtaposition being in New York scene, because you see all of these really greedy, wealthy people, and then you see people who have nothing. And I'm just saying, as a society, we got to do better for each other, but that starts with actually establishing a certain type of barometer for even the people that we elect, because so many of these issues, they wouldn't be issues if we actually had people who cared about people running the show. And right now, the people that are running the show, they're a representation of how a lot of us treat each other, with a lack of love, with a lack of compassion, and we need to reverse that. And like I said, I'm only praying for this brother right now, because I can only imagine what he's going through. Thank God as well that the brother who got punched in the face, he's good. He's like, everything was all right. He kind of laughed it off in a way too. And then at the same time, it's like things like this, they don't even need to happen. Like, personal accountability, yes. One, being able to just, have a certain level of God within them, the understanding of having God within you, to even see the light in somebody else. But obviously he's seeing so much darkness within himself that he feels like he has to project that out onto other people. So, even for that brother, man, like I was in the moment wishing him so much, ill. And now I could only send love, even as I think about it a little bit more and process what's really going on with him. It's really a disease, and our society is really sick, and we owe it to ourselves. We owe it to our children, we owe it to our families, to treat each other better, because even in our communities, how are we growing with each other, even respecting the inner child of each individual? How are we showing up and nurturing, or lack thereof? Because there's so many people who are hurt, so they're hurting others, and just continuing the cycle of abuse. And I really feel strongly that if we were able to just start in those little ways, loving on each other, it make such a difference. Anyway, y'all, hope you're having a glorious moment, and I hope you move with love after hearing this. Move with more love, because you are love. Ashe, Hetep, stay rooted.